welcome back to the top 10. My number 2 today, and it is Hanabi.
Kind of disconcerting. You had to read the front of the box. What's
Hanabi.
it called again?
Hanabi.
Put in some video effects of fireworks going on.
Yeah, that's in the budget.
Wait, there's a budget.
Now what we'll do is we'll wait about 30 years and then we'll release a special edition.
You got paid. It's a co-op by Anton Bowser, and it is all about correctly setting off fireworks.
What is the genre for this game?
Co-op.
No, as in, but like, you know, it's you can have co-op, dungeon crawler, co-op, whatever. Is this just co-op?
It's a co-op card game.
That's all it is. Yeah. I didn't know whether maybe it had like a
and to play it, to learn how to play, there's a 60-second explanation already on the channel,
featuring our friend here,
which isn't Alec's hand,
Mr. Groin Nipple.
So this is your second favourite game of all time, which means it's one game better than Puerto Rico and one game worse than your number one.
Yes, I would fully agree with that assessment of ranking.
It's a factor.
I know that you would, but now you need to explain it. You made the decision.
Yeah, no. When it comes to co-ops, with me, it's either hit or miss. It really is. And this is a big hit. Which is
funny because you don't want to get hit by a
firework going off in your face. No.
You want it to distinctly miss.
Yeah.
But not misfire.
The reason it's so good for me is it really is a game that you can just play and play and play and play and play over and over again. You finish one game, we scored 20. Right, we can do better than that. Come on. So we'll play it again. You're 21. Come on, we can get 22, 23, 24, 25. And the great thing is the base game is hard enough. Yeah, the base game of 5 suits getting to 25 is difficult. I was about to do the reveal.
I was going to do it while you were speaking. Okay, you can do the reveal.
See.
And now we know there's a reveal. It's not surprising.
I know.
Now it's not a reveal. It's an exhibition.
Sorry, viewers.
Oh, start again.
You know.
Okay, recut.
This is the problem with being off the cuff.
Yeah. Try to do something nice. And
So yeah, what's the expansion bit?
So the base game is hard enough. 5 suits of 5, difficult enough. Then you get to the first expansion, where we only have the cards left out because all these ones are in there. Then there's another suit, a rainbow suit, and it's added in as a 6 suit, as rainbow 1 to 5. So your maximum score goes up to 30.
And importantly, they're not wild cards; they're a suit in themselves.
Yeah.
They are the colour
rainbow.
Yeah.
They are a suit in themselves. So you get
because that's something that people might get a little confused about.
And then once you've then that's the first variant. The second variant is instead of there being multiples of the cards in the deck as there normally are for 1 to 4, there's only 1 of each.
So they're all uniques. They're all 5s essentially.
Yeah,
in terms
exactly. So if
one misstep.
Yeah, one accidental discard, 1 misplay, that suit is ruined.
That seems incredibly hard.
It's a lot harder.
Was that what we're on now?
That's what we're on here. And then the final variant after that is that the rainbow cards, they're still rainbow, but they lose the colour rainbow.
You can't. It counts as every other colour when you name it. You can't say that card is rainbow, but it will be flagged up as being rainbow by you saying this card is red, this card is red, this card is red, this card is blue, this card is blue, this card is blue, and you're like, but you said it was red.
Right.
Yeah.
It's rainbow.
Exactly.
It's that's the hardest thing.
It's still its own suit.
Yeah.
It's just when you can't give it a colour, essentially. You can't say it's rainbow, you can't give it
all
a
it does mechanically, Ben, is it means that essentially you've got to give 2 clues for every to get a rainbow card.
Clue economy.
Exactly. It makes it
entirely
much harder.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it becomes much more difficult.
And then there's an easy variant.
Yeah, there's an easy variant, which the game ends once the deck runs out. Everyone has 1 more play, essentially. Everyone has 1 more turn.
Or you blow up.
Yes. But the easy variant is that once the deck runs out, you can keep playing and keep playing and keep playing until you're out of cards.
However, you have to get a perfect score.
Yes.
If you don't get a perfect score, you've lost in the easy variant.
Right.
So, because there's no reason.
If someone makes a mistake too early in that kind of version, you just start again, or
You have to. Yeah, you have to get a perfect score.
Yeah.
However, with any sort of decent group, a perfect game in that mode wouldn't be difficult.
No.
Because we don't lose by the fuses blowing us up. We lose by
clues. Right?
beating. By
By
trying to beat the clock.
Yeah. Beats like that essentially. And it's really become a game where a core of us, three of us, myself, Tom, and Claire, the three of us play it now, and the language that we use now has evolved from when we first started playing it to what it is now.
It's very rude. Very rude.
But that in itself has created its own little metagame, which has evolved over time. I feel our clue economy has gotten sharper. Decision making has got easier, and naturally the person who is kind of like controlling the clues manages to rotate quite fluidly.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting.
Yeah. From hey, I've obviously got a hand of useless things at the moment, so I'll kind of drive the clues to my cards. Once I know I've got 3s and 4s, so once the 1s and 2s are down, my hand suddenly becomes active, so someone else is going to need to take control.
So, but do you think that there's an element of that where it's to the game's detriment? Because when we first started playing the game, we played with everyone, right? And then as time's gone on, it's narrowed down and narrowed down and narrowed down, and now really we just play it just the three of us.
I think it got to the point where we were playing it as just the three of us because me and you really enjoyed playing it, and Claire obviously enjoyed playing it as well. Whereas I know Ben, you don't enjoy playing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, I see with Hanabi, my view to it is it's a perfect good game, really great, but I'm happy having maybe played it twice and then been like, so we got the first score, let's try and beat it, because that you get that feeling when you play the game.
Yeah.
That's the credit to the game, you want to play it again quite quickly. But after that second time, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm done. And it got to the point where maybe we play 4 or 5 games sometimes in a row. I mean, the inside of the box is covered in scores, to just show how many we've done. So
I think
at that point I just had to say sort of tap out.
Yeah. I think for me the reason this has worked for me so much is that when it comes to co-ops, I want to get things perfect, which is why Pandemic.
The old joke.
Yeah, the old joke for me with Pandemic is no, we haven't won if there are things.
You thought that was the rule, didn't you?
Yeah.
You thought you had to eradicate the diseases in Pandemic to win. And we were like, no, we've got the cures, it's fine. And you were like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this,
you can chase the perfect game.
This is where like maybe 100 people online that watch this video go, holy crap, you're not meant to play Pandemic. Getting rid of all
if they do, that will be the entire viewership of this video.
Exactly, that's why I said 100. But also a plus. So
no, and going back to the thing of the three of us playing it a lot, and at the start, obviously, we talked to a lot of people. It helps that the three of us that play it regularly are, we're easily accessible. It's easy for us three to get together and play it quite regularly, and it's not necessarily easy for Matt or Dan or everyone else to come over. So I think that kind of naturally came about, but you could quite easily, I think, play this with 2 different groups and have 2 completely different, for want of a better word, metas.
This is where I think the game has a bit of a problem, in that, like you will develop a meta between, say, for example, you three, and then you'll come to play it with maybe 2 other people, 3 other people, and you will try and put your meta onto their way of playing the game, but they may have an entirely different way of playing it.
And for me,
and I can see that being quite a jarring thing.
For me, learning that new meta and adapting to that,
right.
It's something I like.
But that's good then, because that means that you are trying to adapt to them.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of maybe.
What about you?
I wouldn't force my way of playing. If you know what, not force.
No.
I wouldn't imprint my way of playing the game onto. I'd give them the basics of how maybe I play the game, but I'd still approach it from the. I'd still try and work out how they played, and play around them to develop my own meta.
I mean, the first thing I can think of to kind of relate to this is when a footballer moves clubs. They don't, or when a sports person moves clubs, they don't try and inflict their old club's way of playing on their new teammates.
However, I think this highlights the difference in your perspective on this game to Ben's or other people's, is that immediately you went to an analogy where that sportsman, that's like his profession, that's his craft, and you would see, like, you would want to almost level up in this game.
Yeah.
Like you really like developing a discipline and a meta and feeling you're improving at a game. It's one of the reasons that you really like, and I'm not saying you like it and other people don't, but like Teachu would be a great game to build like a meta and an understanding about, and like whereas I don't know that would be the case for everyone else. Like you, for instance, have you ever played this with anyone that isn't us?
Yes.
Russ and that lot?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was good. I mean, it was the first time. It was the first time they played it, so we kind of played it on kind of like an easier variant.
As we would say.
Right, I'm giving you this clue. Think what that could mean. What am I trying to imply with this clue? Like
you
the first,
idiot!
The first time you play it with especially when you're teaching new people. It's like, okay, what I could be trying to infer with this clue, and then deduce something from that. And again, it went well. They wanted to play again.
I think to a degree, that kind of could be counted towards and minus in some senses towards the game, in that the first time you play this, you'll play it, you'll read the very, very simple rules effectively, and you'll play the game. Then you'll take it to a new group of people, you'll read them the basic rules, and then you'll give them about 10 minutes talking about strategy, or you'll have so much downtime in the game explaining parts of strategy that you might extend the game's complexity too much too early.
A little bit, but I think someone who is good at teaching games will, they're not going to sit right. I've given you this clue, and now here's a 10-minute lecture.
No.
But let's test that theory. I'm good at teaching games.
Yes.
Ben, how did this go with Lewis and Claire? Because we played this, the four of us.
It went down well, but I think that there was still a moment when they were playing this where they were like, whoa, that's a lot to take in, kind of thing. And I think that might be something that might, I'm not saying it will, but it might turn people off to the game. They still enjoyed it, but I think there was a moment of like, whoa, okay, I need to learn all that as well, kind of thing. But
I'm happy to say that the game does, it is aimed possibly a little bit at people with an air of, I don't know, see, I won't say with some kind of intelligence, but that sounds...
You know what I would say? With an air of discipline.
Yes.
Okay? This isn't Forbidden Desert.
You can't
for
not
instance.
pay attention in this game.
Yeah. I would say this, weirdly, despite the fact it won the Spiel des Jahres, which is an argument in itself, this is not a casual game.
No.
This is, like, I don't know of a card game that has this... I don't know of a game, that has this few components short of, like, your professional pokers and whatever, where you are expected to pay as much attention. Like, if you decide to be on your phone or to drink your beer and eat your pretzels, I don't want to play Hanabi with you.
Yeah.
Let's play something else.
Let's
play Can't Stop.
You could almost say that the game has like a cerebral quality in that.
100%.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised this doesn't have like a Mensa Select.
Well, probably because the amount of memory recall you have to think about in this, and you can always tweak it and come up with little ways to try and remember stuff. But I think there's still a huge element of, well, I've got to really pay attention to what that person has said, even if they're not giving the clue to me. I have to think about what they've been told and stuff.
Here's a question then. Nicola, for instance, struggles with this game because she doesn't like to play it, playing with us, because she doesn't want to feel like she's letting someone down, do you think that's to the game's detriment?
I would say probably is, because I would feel like I might let you, Claire and Alec, down if I joined back in. Because even though I've played with you, and I understand how you play the game, and I know a bit more. I know how to, look ahead and stuff. I'd still feel that I might screw up by hitting the wrong chord.
I really don't like that way of thinking, and I don't necessarily like people thinking like that. Why? Is this going to be one of your points?
No, it's going to be a counter to that, what that you just said, because, for instance, Dan, if I said to Dan, hey Dan, come and play Paragon with me and Alec, he might not want to feel like he's letting us down.
No, I know.
Because he hasn't got as much time and experience.
What I was going to say is, I hate people thinking, oh, I'm going to let them down. No, you still come and try, but you haven't played like as much as so I'm not expecting you to jump in and be able to take control.
No, but that's not.
But okay, so the first game, okay, fair enough. That's a warm up. Let's go again. And it's.
This comes back to the discipline thing.
Yeah, that idea of I'm scared of letting someone down. I hate it. I hate telling my students when my students say I can't do it because I'm no good at it. It's for me. It's the same.
No, I'm not saying.
No. For me, it's the same thought process.
Yeah, and I'm not approaching it from the state of view. I am fully aware that you and Tom and Claire don't think I'm going to let you down.
No. Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't, but I'd come into the game and I'd play it once. We'd maybe get 22.
Yeah.
And I'd go, well, I don't really want to play again, kind of thing. Because I don't approach the game and now I want to play it again. But so in that respect.
For instance,
if I hadn't played in that game, you probably would have got 25.
No. But the thing is, okay, so we play once and you don't want to play again, but that's just because you don't like playing this over and over again. That's got nothing to do with you thinking, I'm going to let them down.
No, but in that game.
In all fairness, what Ben's point is, Ben gets 22. Yeah. Ben's not that bothered by it.
Yeah.
No.
Whereas you guys
would be like,
well,
for instance, we'd be like,
yeah.
that wasn't that great a score. Yeah. We can do better than that. Yeah. I'm not saying as in if Ben had been Ben's I'm not saying I know. But what I'm saying is that, for instance, if there are groups that would play this and the score would be like, we got 24.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas for us, for me and for you, and I can say also for Claire, the score is very important. And that's not saying that we wouldn't, for instance, I will happily play this with anyone, right? But it can be intimidating to people to play with people for whom the score is important. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean. I think I just enjoy playing this. I don't want to say competitively because it's not competitive, but I want to.
I am paying attention, just.
Yeah.
But you welcome. But this is what we said before. You welcome feeling like, I'm going to get better at X. Yeah, I'm going to get better at Y. I'm going to get better at it. Yeah. I'm just going to get better at it. Like you have that perspective.
Yeah,
of something.
and I've got nothing, and there's nothing wrong with people playing this.
Casually.
Yeah,
say casually. There's nothing wrong with the word casual.
No, I was going to say casually, but then you get onto the whole casual competitive.
Nah, well, it's not never enough.
We already had
so for instance, you would play that here relating to the discussion we just had. Let's imagine that Claire and I aren't here. Would you play this anytime?
Yeah.
Right. There we go. Ben, would you play this anytime?
No, but I will explain why in your video.